test mic. What's up, guys? Learning with Rich here. In this video, we are going to talk about setting up our projects in Revit Mep. All right. So of course, we're still using Revit 2020.1. All right. So in this lesson, we're going to describe how to set up our project using different templates. All right, so we'll begin the lesson by learning about the projects, the project settings, the project templates, and then we will be using a mechanical default project template to start up our project. All right, so first of all, what is a project? All right, so that is the terminology that we are using every time we create a new file in Revit. So we call that project. So in AutoCAD, we call it drawing, right? So in Revit, we call it project. So a project provides essential information about the building model, such as the size and location of systems, materials used, and annotations. The display settings in a project file define the appearance of the model in the project views. All right, so you can customize these display settings by changing the default settings of a project based on your requirements, which is what we are going to do. Okay, so a project file is based on a template. So whenever we start our project, we use a template. So our template provides initial settings such as the material and display settings. So we can also customize these templates if required. Okay, but of course, you can also start a project without using a template, but that is not advisable. So for best practice, you always use a project template. Okay, so whether it be your company project template or just the default project template. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to create a new project. So all you have to do is to select this. And then from the template file here, you just need to click the drop down arrow so that you'll be able to see the templates or the project templates that is available for you to use. So it's pretty self-explanatory in this case. If you are on the architectural side, you select architectural. If you are in the structural, you select structural. If you are on mechanical, so you use the mechanical. Okay? All right. Okay, so of course, when we are going to use mechanical in this exercise, as you can see, there's the mechanical template. So for using visibility settings, preloaded families, and views adjusted for mechanical HVAC and plumbing design, we use this template. Okay, so this template is used as the default template for new projects unless you otherwise specify. All right. So let's use this one. So I'm just going to select mechanical template here, and then I'm going to select here, okay. Okay, so in this project, as you can see, the views here is already set up. The project browser is already set up, including the view template. If you still remember, we already discussed basic view template, right? If I'm going to click this one and then I select manage view templates, as you can see, there is already view templates that is available for you to use right? So just review what is a view template. Okay, so what's a view template? So the view template has these views and their controls are important for working effectively in Revit. So you can create templates for view types to hold settings and then apply these templates to view, which is what we have done a while ago or on our last couple of exercise. Okay, so we use and we create a view template, right? All right. So yeah, so that is just one example of having your project started using a project template. As you can see, your view template here is already set up. So aside from that, your project browser here is already set up. So you already have the mechanical discipline and plumbing discipline. And then you have a couple of levels here, level 1 and level 2 with sub-discipline HVAC and plumbing. So aside from the views, as you can see here, if you're going to expand your schedule, you already have the default space outdoor air schedule, right? So if you double click that, you can see that this is your default space outdoor air schedule. Of course, it's empty because we haven't started our design yet. All right. And then also, if you take a look at the families here, so you can see that, like, for example, the air terminals, you already have preloaded families already set up for you to use. Okay. So all mechanical things is already preloaded here in this template. Okay. So I'll just go back again to one dash mech. Okay, so aside from that, so what are the other settings that is already provided when we use our project template, mechanical template? So it also includes the visibility settings. If you go to your VV, to your visibility graphic overrides, so the visibility here is already set up. So as you can see, all things that doesn't have or does not anything to do with mechanical, it's already turned off. Like your electrical things here, it's already turned off because we are working on a mechanical template. And vice versa, if you are using electrical template, you will not be able to see anything that doesn't have to do with your electrical. Okay, so your model category is set up, your annotation here is set up, an analytical model, imported categories if you have, and filters. Okay, so you already have filters here by default. Of course, you can still add your filter. Okay, and then your object styles. Okay, so if you go to the object styles, you can see there also the colors. Okay, the colors of your model elements. So it defines here on our object styles, it defines the display of components in various views. Like for example, for our dock, so the color we're gonna be black, and then the line weight by default is 5. Okay, so of course you can still modify this one, but like what I'm saying, it's already set up. This is the default setup of your visibility graphic overrides and your object style when you use your mechanical template. Okay, so and in case you're going to save your project, so if you're going to save this, like for example, I select here file and then I select here save. Okay, so there is this option that you can also check from here before you save the file. Of course, you need to specify the file name, but before that, you can also check here the options. So if you're gonna click that one, you can see that you can specify here the maximum backups for the project, which I just changed that to number 1. Okay, so maximum backup of 1, and then I'll just leave this as it is, and then I'll just select here OK. All right, and then after that, once I specify the file name, I'll just select here save. Okay, so let me just change the name here. For example, this is my sample project. Okay, so I'll just save it on my documents here. This is my project. All right, so I'll just save inside this folder. So I'll just save that one. Okay, so to further up our discussion, so in this exercise, we are going to set up our project and then we will be using transfer project standard. So we use the transfer project standard to transfer its standards to another project. Like for example, once you set up this project, okay, and then you realize that you will be using the same settings of your previous project on your new project. So instead of redoing again all the setup, the standard settings, instead of doing that, so you can just transfer those standards to your new project, which is I'm going to show to you later on. Okay, so for this one, after we create our project, the next thing that we are going to do is let's try to modify our project browser. So let's say I do not want my project browser to look like this one. So for me to be able to do that, I can just simply right click the views there, and then I can see here the browser organization. Okay, so I'm gonna click the browser organization, and then as you can see from the browser organization, you already have here sets of views set up for you. So like for example, currently it is set by discipline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the edit here so that we can see the setting of our discipline. So I'm going to select edit. So as you can see from the filter, there's no filter here, but if I go to the grouping and sorting, you can see that it is grouped by discipline. That's why you will notice the discipline here is the first one that you are going to see. Now, the next after the discipline is sub-discipline. That's why you can see here the sub-discipline. And then the next is the family and type. There you go, right? So you have floor plans, ceiling plans, 3D views, and then again, discipline, sub-discipline, family and type, right? Because the settings here um, is set to discipline. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change that to type discipline. Okay, so I select here type discipline, and then let me modify it. So I'm going to select here edit, and then I'm going to select grouping and sorting. And then as you can see, the first thing that you are going to see on my project browser is set up to family and type, right? And then after that, the discipline. So now, the next thing that I want to do, what I want is after the discipline, I want to set here the sub-discipline. So I'm going to select here sub-discipline. Okay? Just uh, just a tip, if you are going to use your architectural template, you will not be able to see this sub-discipline here. Okay? Because the sub-discipline is just a created parameter. Okay? So they just created this parameter in this project template. But if you are going to use architectural and I think structural template as well, there is no sub-discipline there. So you need to create your sub-discipline. So let me just quickly show it to you. So I'm just going to select here OK. And then I want you to have a look at the project browser. So I'm going to select here OK. And then I just select here OK. And there you go. So as you can see, it's now set up to type discipline. So it's now showing the type, and then after that, the mechanical discipline, and then the sub-discipline. There you go. So that's how you set up your um, project browser. You can modify your browser organization. And like what I have said earlier, if you are going to use your architectural template, I'll select OK here. I'll create a project using architectural template. So select OK. Okay, if I go to the browser organization, and I select type, discipline, edit. Okay, previously in lower version, there shouldn't be sub-discipline here. There you go, right? There is no sub-discipline in your architectural template. So you need to create that. Okay, I'm going to show you how to create parameter. Okay, just like your sub-discipline. I'm going to show that to you later. Okay, so there's your architectural. So as you can see, there's no sub-discipline there. And then let me show you structural as well. Structural template. Okay. And then let's check the browser organization. Let's check the type discipline. And then I select here OK. And let's check the group and sorting. As you can see, there's no sub-discipline here as well. Because like what I've said, the sub-discipline is just a created parameter here on the mechanical template. I'm going to show you that later on, how to create your parameter. Anyways, as you can see, we already set up our browser organization. Now, the next thing that we are going to do, what else that we want to set up when we start our project? So let's say we want to specify the project information. Okay, so the project information can be found on your Manage tab. You go there on that tab, and then you can see the project information. Let's read the definition. So it says specifies basic information about the project, including the project status and client information. So, some of this information displays in title blocks on sheets. To add custom fields to the project information, use the shared parameters tool. Okay, we will be talking about that as we move on our training session. So I'll select the project information, and after that, of course, you can put the organization name here. Like for example, my organization is Learning with Rich. Okay, so organization description. Okay, so let's say this is a training center. The building name, oops. So the building name is Richard. And then the author is Richard. Okay. So what else? So we are going to specify also the project issue date. So we want that. So let's say the date today is September 30, 2019. Project status, let's say work in progress. So basically, we're putting information to our project. Okay, so the client name is ABC Limited. Okay, and then for the address, so let us put the address here. So like for example, 123. Oops. You click the ellipsis button, and then you can type there. So 123 Mac Innis Parkway, San Rafael, California. So you can press enter if you want to go to another line. Okay. San Rafael, California. Enter. And then you can put there the zip code, country code, enter, and then USA. So for example, that's the address of the project. And then you can put the project name here. Okay, for example, this is our convention center ABC. Then for the project number, XYZ001. All right, so we're just putting some information to our project. Okay, so aside from the project browser, we can specify the project information, of course, together with the families loaded, with the view templates, with the visibility graphic override, so you can modify your project browser there also. Now, what else? So we are going to define next the project parameter. Okay, so this is how you create a project parameter just like your subdiscipline. I'm not going to create subdiscipline, but the parameter that I'm going to create is just the same as subdiscipline. We're just going to change the name. All right, so the process of creating the subdiscipline is this process. Okay, so first of all, you need to go to the manage, and then we are going to create a project parameters. All right, so you click the project parameters, and then after that, as you can see, there's a subdiscipline. It's already created. That's why it's here. Okay, so of course, we're going to select here add, and then we're going to specify here the name. Like for example, this will gonna be the view purpose. So I want to use this parameter as a view purpose. So for the discipline, I just wanted to make it common discipline. And then for the type of parameter, I'm going to use here text so that I can just simply type. Okay, so I will just type. And then I'm just going to put it on the group parameter under, I just want to put it on the other discipline or other group. Okay, so this group parameter is just like this one, the graphics parameter, the underlay parameter group, the extents parameter group, the identity data parameter group. So I'm going to put this parameter under other parameter group. Okay, right? So we are just going to put that on our instance. Yep, I'm just going to select your instance parameter. So I'm not going to check anything here on my categories. Or how about I just select here views? So I just select views. I know. I'm not going to check the views here. Okay. All right. There you go. So don't forget to select instance here. So we're going to put our view purpose on our instance properties. Okay. So let me just select this one. Views. Okay. So I'll just select here. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we need to select the categories here for the view. So we want to put this view purpose under the views here on our views property on the instance. So I just select here OK. And once I select here OK, check out our properties here. So I select OK, and there you go. So that's what I'm talking about. So that's how you add your parameter. Okay. So if you want to create your sub-discipline parameter in other template like architectural or electrical, if there's no sub-discipline on electrical, and also in structural, so you can use this procedure just like on how we create our view purpose to create that sub-discipline. All right, now let's say for example, this is now the project setup that we want. Okay, so this is now the project setup that we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the project. All right, so let's save the project. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to close the project. All right, so I'm going to close the project, the sample project. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new project. So I select create new project, and then I select here mechanical template, and then I select here OK. All right. Okay, so as you can see here on our new project, our properties here, if you have a look, if you take a look, there is no other here, right? There is no other view purpose. And then if I go to my manage and then I check the project information, as you can see, there's no data here, right? So same with the other here. So there's no data. So let's say, for example, the settings that we have used on our last project, we want that also to be placed in this project. All right. So instead of redoing the whole project, okay, instead of redoing the whole project, what we are going to do is we are going to use transfer project standard. Okay, so to do that, you just need to go to manage because transferring project standard has something to do with managing your project. That's why it's here on the manage. And then from the settings, you can now see there the transfer project standard. So it copies selected project settings from another open project to the current project. All right, so you just need to select this one. And then after that, oh, okay. So, oh, I forgot to tell you that in order for you to use the transfer project standard is you need to open the project where you want to copy the project. Okay, so sorry about that. I missed that one. So I'm going to open again the sample project. Okay, so this is my sample project, and then this is my new project, right? So that's my new project. So let me just save this one to make it clear. So this is my new project. Okay. Change the number of backups to ones. Okay. And then save. Okay, so this is our new project. So what I'm going to do is from the Manage tab, you select the Transfer Project Standards. Just click that one. And then this is now the project where we want to copy the settings. If you click the drop-down arrow, we only have that on our list because we only have two projects open, right? The new project and then the sample project. So what we want to do is, I do not want to copy all of these settings, but I'm just showing you that these are the settings that you can transfer to your new project. Okay, you can copy these settings from the previous project to your new project. There's a lot of things that you can copy here. Okay, including the view templates, the text type, wall types, wire types, dock settings, okay, dock sizes, but that is not what we want to copy. So I'm going to select check none here. So what I want to copy is let me copy the browser organization. What else? So we want to copy the project information. So where's the project information? There you go. The project info. What else? The project parameters. So I also want to copy that. What else? Project info, project parameters. And what else do we want to copy here? Okay. Browser organization. I think that's it. So we just want to copy these three, the project info, project parameters, and then the browser organization. All right, so let's do this. Let's just select here OK, and let's see what happens. So duplicate types. The following types already exist in the destination project, but are different. Okay, so it's different. So I just override it. So I just select this one. As you can see, these settings are different, right? Project info, browser, view. So I just select here, override. There you go. So if you hover your pointer, you will now see there the view purpose that we created. And then if you go to your browser organization, if you click the type discipline here, if you check the edit here, and then grouping and sorting, you will see that the subdiscipline is already set there, right? You don't need to reselect again the subdiscipline or select the subdiscipline because it's already there. Because previously, our sample project already have this setup of type discipline. That's why when we select here, OK, you can now see that it's already set up, right? Based on the type, the discipline, and then the sub discipline. And also you have here your view purpose, right? With the view purpose parameter that we created, you can or we can organize the project browser so that views are grouped according to their purpose. So like for example, what are the view purpose example? It can be analytical, it can be construction documentation, it can be working, or any other purpose that you specify to better organize the views in in the project browser. For example, okay, for example, my one dash mech here, the view purpose of that is, let's say, analytical. Okay, so I type here analytical and then I apply. And then let's say for these three views, mech, I'm gonna hold control, plumbing, and then to plumbing, to mech, one dash plumbing, to plumbing. I want to change the view purpose of that. So let's say I want that to be under construction documentation, and then I apply. Okay, so when I click this, it should be okay. Whoa, why is it didn't change? Okay, so let me just click again here. What? Why it didn't change? So this needs to change to construction documentation. Okay, apply. Okay, there seems to be a problem with my parameter here. Let me check my project parameter view purpose modify here. So it's already other discipline and it's already under the views. There seems to be a bug here. So how about I type working and apply. There you go. So working. So I click this. If I click the drop down, there you go. So there's the working. I think there's a problem with the text here. Okay. Let me try again. So for one dash mech, I'm gonna make this what's this? Analytical. Apply. Okay, so that's analytical. I'll try to select both by holding control. So I open this, I hold control, click this one, and then change from here. So instead of analytical and working, I'm going to type here construction documentation. All right, and then I'll just select here apply. Oh, I think it doesn't allow us to type in or to apply multiple. Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't allows me to select multiple. So I'll just select it one by one. So I'll just type here construction documentation. Apply. There you go. So for one dash plumbing, so it's already working. This is construction documentation. This is oops. This is analytical, and then how about the other views? Okay, so this I want to select multiple elements. So this ceiling mech, one dash mech, these two, I'll select working. Let me try. All right. Oh, yeah. So it's allows us to select multiple. Okay. I think when you select multiple views, it doesn't allows you going from different subdiscipline like this one, or you hold control for this one. I think it's because it's different already. The other one is um, what's this? Analytical, oh, construction documentation, and then the other one is working. Okay, so here it's already the same. It's both working. So now for my mechanical here, for the 3D, so let's say I'm gonna assign that to construction documentation, and then the plumbing, the 3D plumbing, let me assign this on my working view. And then for the elevation, okay, for the elevation, for these four, so I'm going to apply that to construction documentation. Let me just double click, double check. Okay, so it's already construction documentation. There you go. And for this plumbing, I'm gonna go ahead and select the three elevation, and then I apply that to analytical. All right. So this will be analytical, analytical. And then this one, I will purposely leave the view purpose here blank. Okay, so what we are going to do, I'm going to show you how to create a views here using your browser organization. So I'm going to show you how to create another view type. So I'm going to right click the views here and then select the browser organization. I click that one. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going to create a new views here. So I'm going to select new. So for example, I'm going to name this view purpose. Okay, select OK. There you go. And then I'm not going to set up the filter, but the grouping. So what I want to do is I want to sort it by view purpose. And then I want the discipline. And then I want the sub-discipline. There you go. There you go. All right. So I'll just select here OK. And I'll just check this one, and let's select here OK. And then look what happens now on your project browser. As you can see, it's now set up based on your view purpose. Okay, so it's nicely set up. View purpose, discipline, and then sub-discipline. And then you will notice here at the top portion, there is this question mark, right? Because a while ago, remember, we purposely leave the view purpose of this view blank. Okay, that's the reason why there's a question mark. Okay, Revit do not know what is the discipline, the view purpose of this. That's why there's a question mark. Okay, so you did not specify the view purpose. That's why you are seeing here question mark. Okay, so that is what will happen. So in order for you to remove that or to make the question mark disappear. So you just need to apply a view purpose. Like for example, for this one, what I want is, I want this to be under this one, the plumbing. I want that to be under analytical as well. So I'm going to click the drop down and then I select analytical and then apply and boom, there you go. Okay, no more question mark. On our next topic, I'm going to show you how to import a CAD data to start our project. Okay, so but for now, that's it for our exercise about setting up our project. So thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.